Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. I can't believe he actually went. This week we're looking at more Bible men and women you've probably overlooked. Our attention tends to be on the big stories of the Bible, those men and women who were involved in great narratives of God at work in our world. But throughout the Bible, there are many other people too, people who did smaller things more like what we might do, and who were important to the Bible story nonetheless. And I think it's enriching for us to look at those stories too. Today I want us to look at Ananias, who is usually overshadowed in the story of Saul's conversion to Paul, the great apostle. Saul's story is probably the one you know. He was a Jew, and in fact, an expert in the Jewish scriptures, and he made it his mission to stamp out the new and growing sect called the Way. That's what Christianity was called in the early days. Saul was there when the first Christian martyr, Stephen, was killed. And then he got permission to go to Damascus to root out any followers of Jesus there as well. It was on the road to Damascus that Saul had a conversion experience. Suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him, and Saul fell to the ground. He heard a voice and realized he was encountering Jesus himself. Those with him heard the voice, but saw no one. And when it was over, Saul could open his eyes, but could see nothing. With nothing else to do, the soldiers with him took him on to Damascus, where he sat in a home, blind as he could be. About that time, there was a follower of Jesus named Ananias in Damascus, and he had a vision that he was to go to a certain house to a man named Saul and lay hands on him so that he could regain his sight. Ananias must have thought, "You want me to do what?" The Bible is clear that Ananias replied, "Look, Lord, I've heard about this man, how he is arresting your followers and all the evil he has done to your people." And God said, "He's waiting for you." So what would you do? Ananias went. I can't imagine the fear he must have felt as he approached the door. He was delivering himself to the very man sent to arrest him. But he went. He told Saul that he had been sent by Jesus, by the Jesus he had met on the road, laid hands on him, and something like scales fell from Saul's eyes, and his sight was restored. So what happened next? Saul arose and was immediately baptized. Then for several days he stayed there in Damascus, learning more about Jesus from Ananias and the others. And not long after that, he returned to Jerusalem, eventually hooked up with the apostles there, and to reflect his new character, he changed his name to Paul. And then he took Christianity to all of Asia Minor, Greece, and eventually Rome itself. Ananias didn't do all that. All Ananias did was screw up his courage and go where God sent him. Maybe we can have courage like that too. Maybe we can be open to the call of God, even when, especially when, it seems risky. Perhaps it will change the world. Thanks for watching. Remember to let this day belong to God.